So I'm near the end of panel D now, and panel D is in Tunisian full stitch, which you can see here. Here it is when you stretch it out. Full stitch, you go in between stitches rather than picking up loops in specific spots. So I'll show you how one is made. So we start just like most of the other squares, just picking up 6 loops of the SC bind off of the row below and connecting to the side here. The connecting stitches are all the same, and a return pass. So the foundation row, or row 1, is the same as this one and this one actually. Okay, now for full stitch, we start on the second row by going in between the edge stitch and the first stitch here, front to back. Okay, and pull up a loop, and then in between the next 2, from front to back, pull up a loop. So just note that these are in between stitches. So I should have picked up 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay, we leave this one because we only want 6 loops on our hook, and then connect and return pass. Now on the next row we have to alternate where we put the hook. Okay, so if I were to put it before that first stitch, it's going to slant the square in the wrong direction. So on row 3 we want to go after the first stitch, which will be directly on top of row 1. So here's row 1, here's row 2. So row 3, we want to basically go in the same spot that that first stitch is in. So we go after the first stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6 again we're picking up after the stitch, so it's closer to that edge stitch. So I've picked up 6. There's my connecting stitch and a return pass. So I'll do the whole square so you can see them all. Okay, so we have to alternate on each row. So on row 4 we go before the first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It does help to count on this one so that you don't pick up a 7th and end up doing an increase. So just be careful that you've got 8 loops on your hook before you do a return pass each time. Okay, row 5, and we are alternating, so this time we will go after a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and a connection stitch, return pass. Okay, row 6, we go before the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the connecting point here. Now as you can see, it works up a bit quicker than something like simple stitch, because you're just jamming that hook into that big gap that's in between each stitch. Is less finesse involved. Now the SC bind off, it is going to look better if you insert your hook as you were for the TFS stitches, and we're going to again make sure that we're following that alternating pattern. So on the bind off, you want to insert your hook after the first stitch. So we insert the hook as per TFS and pull up that loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2. Insert the hook after the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's still doing an SC, but see, usually you would put your hook through here, but we're going to go from front to back first. So inserting hook as per TFS to begin the SC. make sure you do 6, and then the slip stitch in the corner. And there's our row. So see, we're building that texture up. So the point of this whole cowl is to get nice textures along each panel.